feel very happy for Cal Pecco and his family with all they've gone through this offseason and with his wife's status, and then also being able to promote Kyle from the practice squad gives us great joy. So well earned and a true blessing. So from there we'll move on and open it up to your questions.
So on that point, Sean, how much can you expect from him in this rotation that you guys use? Harrison has been getting more snaps. How will he be able to slot in there?
Yeah, we'll see just really how the week goes and how he absorbs the game plan and how he fits into the fold there.
So injury-wise, how's things looking for Devin, Tyler?
Yeah, Devin and Tyler won't practice. Vet guys will be John Brown, Ty Nasecki, Lorenzo, and Jerry Hughes, and then Corey Thompson is just got out of ankle surgery, so he'll be out. Just recently, yeah. Yeah, he'll be limited today. Limited, yeah.
Is Corey out for the year?
Don't think so, but we'll just take it 1 week at a time right now.
So he has not been IR, there's been no corresponding move?
Correct.
Right.
Right.
All right, so if you could, I know you touched on it Monday, but the challenge ahead, particularly, John, we know defense, their defense looks to be at an all-time high. If you could pinpoint maybe something specific that has enabled them to be so good this year, what are they doing?
Yeah, I mean they're led by a great coach. I think that's an obvious, right? They've got really good players that play well. They're smart. They move around. They trade positions. Winovich does a good. I mean, he fits right into what they do. Collins, Jamie's back and doing a lot, being very disruptive. He plays on the ball. He plays off the ball. So they have continuity as well, and I think that's key. And I mean, their numbers are staggering, really, almost unheard of.
Would you say that of all the things that Belichick has done, maybe his ability to take an opposing offense's best attribute away, maybe his greatest strength?
It's one of them, yeah. Coach Belichick does a great job. He's, I think, highly intelligent, and the results are in the pudding. The results are what they've been, and he does do that. He does a really good job of making teams play left-handed. So, yeah.
Going back to injuries, how about Terrence?
Taryn is going to be limited today also, so we'll see how he does.
Collins was on the street for 2 months. This free agency season, they pick him up, and now he's having a huge role. Just kind of what strength he's
Well, he's big, he's fast, he's physical. Where you want to, really good football player. Yeah, versatile, really good player, smart. Just does a great job.
And then, like your team, I mean, what do you see from the defensive back? There's a lot of continuity
from their team. Yeah, I mean, with as you mentioned, continuity. I think that's one of the great advantages that they've had. They've been together for a long time with the staff, with the players. They can spin the dial and go to things that most teams can't go to because they don't have that continuity built up. So if you take one thing away, if you do one thing, then they're going to find another way to beat you, whether it's defensively, offensively, or special teams. They're really good with all of that. And so, with Chung and the way he can match up on people, and then with their other players back there, McCourty, Stephon Gilmore, who you guys know well, playing all at a high level and playing with a lot of good, really execution-wise, they're executing at a high level as well.
Sean, you've often said that, and Brandon has said this too, that you're building a team to try to be a sustainable winner, and your eye has been on the Patriots, just as a model. How much further ahead, or how eager are you to see how much this team has improved over the 3 years that you've been here towards your objective in facing the Patriots this weekend?
Well, I just think separate of, look, we respect you respect what they've been able to do. I think you do that. If you don't do that, if you don't watch and you don't learn from other people, especially people that have been the best and they're the defending champs, right? So then you're ignorant to a model out there, right? And so as it relates to us, separate of this game, as it relates to us, I think we've definitely moved from where the meter was when we first got here to where we are now, in a lot of ways. And so that would be a long conversation. But I'm confident that mostly driven by the people, that our culture has changed. Still with work to do, but I'm confident that we've moved that meter.
In some ways, and in some ways, there are a lot of guys here, even with all the additions that you made this year, that aren't familiar with the past and the past woes against the Patriots, winning 4 games over 20 years. Do you think that helps the unknown, that they don't know in some ways what the past has been?
Yeah, right now we're at week 4 of this season with this team, and I really believe you take it one game at a time. I really believe it's one season at a time, and sometimes with young people, you study the past and you respect the past and you learn from it. But a lot of these guys are just focused on the present, and that's good, right? There's some good to that, and there's some bad to that. Some of that bad we continue to try and educate them on, but that's me getting up there in years too, right? So as I've gotten older, I used to be a younger coach. Now I think I'm getting older, but look, they've done what they've been able to do, whether it's been against the Bills or in the division, for a long time, and they've been good for a long time, not just in the division but across the league. Like I've said before from the start, it's an important week of preparation for us, like every week, and we're in week 4. So.
John, but specific to that point, I think from the outside, a lot of people, given your 3-0 start and what's gone on here during your time, are looking at this as a measuring stick kind of game. Internally, do you and the players look at it that way?
We look at it this is another good opponent, and we have to continue to focus on our process.
Sean, Cole Beasley in the first 3 weeks has had really good first half, 14 catches. Second half, just 3 catches in 3 games. Is that something that defenses are doing to take him away, and how do you keep him involved in the second half?
Yeah, it's something we look at. We've studied. I know Brian and some of his staff have gone back and studied that. We always try and find areas where, in this case, where we went silent with Cole a little bit, and so that's part of our growth mindset too. Is, hey, based on what we were last week, how can we grow? How can we take another step? That's one of the areas, whether it's respect to Cole or just our overall offense, that we want to obviously maintain a level of consistency.
Sean, as kind of hype swirls nationally, is it easier to just block it out and ignore what outside world is saying rather than maybe embrace it and let it motivate you?
We don't change really. We do what we do in terms of our focus and our routines. I think there's a lot of power in our routines and our process, and so that's really what we stick with, and all the while trying to improve as a football team with the growth mindset.
So in 4 games, since you've been the head coach here, they've rushed for 183 yards a game. Do you expect they'll come out and want you to prove that you can stop that?
Yeah, they've beaten us 4 times, so it's we've got our work cut out for us, whether it's the pass or the run game, and this is a really good offense. Like I've said before, you take away one thing, Jerry, and then here they come with another thing. So it's just like you wade into the ocean and you're up to your neck, and the waves just keep coming, and so that happens from a lot because they have that volume where they can spin the dial and try and beat you another way if you're taking away what they're doing well.
How much does that have to do with number 12?
He's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. A lot of respect for him and the way he's been able to do it at such a high level and sustain it. He's extremely smart. Does a really good job at the line of scrimmage and tremendously accurate. He threw a ball against the Jets that even young quarterbacks with arm strength can't make. So it's unreal what he's been able to do.
What was that throw that you're thinking of? Who was the receiver?
I couldn't even tell you. There was probably 5 of them in there.
How much, when you have, there aren't many opponents that you can compare to the Patriots, given their mystique, like you say, greatest quarterback who played the game, the guys, they glance over, they're going to see Bill Belichick standing there and the whole thing, especially with the younger team. Is there any kind of extra coaching or psychological stuff you need to do during the course of the week to remind them this is another NFL football team? They do get beat on an occasional basis, and you belong on the field with these guys because these are heroes that a lot of these kids grew up watching.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, Bill Belichick on the other sideline, Bill Belichick in warm-ups. Hey, I got a chance to be around Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, you name it, right? What they've been able to do. These are guys that, our players watched in the Super Bowl last year and many Super Bowls. So that's real, and it's real for every team pretty much out there, I would think. But, that's part of the challenge this week, quite honestly.
What do you do to give those reminders or plant those seeds that this isn't, you're not looking at Hall of Fame busts or what have you, you're looking at just a regular opponent?
Yeah, well, we like I said before, this is week 4, and we have to continue to focus on our process and us growing as a football team.
It's difficult because they've blown out their last 2 opponents to find good tape on them, and what do you think?
Yeah, they haven't. I mean, the game's been over by halftime. So you watch if it's normally 68 play film on one side of the ball, and you get 30 decent plays of what their intentions are. So and then Edelman's out last week by just middle part of the game somewhere in there, give or take, and we'd like to see him more so we could see what they're but smaller sample size, but they've earned it. Like I said, the game is over pretty much all 3 of them by halftime, and so they're a machine.
How much does that add to the degree of difficulty?
Yeah, there's a lot of difficulties, and when you prepare for this team, so it's just another one. Really. It's just another one, and so again, we go back to how are we growing as a football team, and improving with where we need to improve.
In the Super Bowl, they took a very promising young quarterback in Goff and had him very cloudy based on not doing what they really do against the Rams. Do you think kind of going to be key for Allen to spin the dial and adjust here based on because he might not see what you expect to see at the start of the game?
Yeah, I mean, they do a really good job, as it was asked earlier about Coach Belichick, and their defensive staff do a really good job, with adjustments, with taking your best things away, playing you in a unique way, confusing quarterbacks, and so that's, again, the continuity where, they've been around, they can do that. And so, we've got to make sure that we've got, a good plan, but they've defended the best and a good young quarterback last year and a good offense in St. Louis or L.A., sorry, and basically shut them down, right? So, it's a big challenge for us.
How do you get Josh to balance being a risk taker, but also taking better care of the football? How as a coach do you try to get him to find that happy medium?
Yeah, it's an ongoing, like it is for our whole, our whole football team. It's an ongoing effort of understanding what wins and what doesn't in this league, and it's taking care of the football wins games. I mean, you guys have heard me say before, that's a stat that doesn't change. It moves a little bit, but it doesn't change all that much at the end of every season. So we have to continue to do that. We have to continue to harp on that, educate our staff, our team, on how important that is, and continue to drill down.
John, 2 parts on Stephon Gilmore. A lot of people have talked about around the league that he might be one of the best corners in the NFL now. Do you agree with that assessment? And the second part is, have you noticed his film study, is he traveling or is he sticking on one side?
He's the best. I mean, he's playing at a high level, and he's made made some big-time contributions up there, and, it seems like he, locks down pretty much whoever he's on in whatever role they put him in. And what was the other part of your question?
See him traveling with a specific receiver?
Sometimes he'll do some of it. Yeah, it's again, it goes back to game planning for the most part, and that's true across the league pretty much. All right, thanks, guys.
Great hot summer.